من الخلوة العزلة والرياضة والسلوك في هذا المكان. هذا مكان وهو معكم أينما كنتم إن الله بصير بالعباد. I was looking in one of Shaykh Nazim's books before we started, hoping to find a opening to break ground, something to run on it. He said when people come to an association such as this one, a spiritual association, if they come with the belief and the awareness that their Lord is with them, according to the saying, when two or more people come together or more, Allah's hand is over that group. If people believe and be aware of it, they should improve in their faith to know that Allah is with us. Inna Allaha ma'ana. Inna Allaha ma'ana. The Prophet said, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, to Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq in the cave. When we went to Umrah, we had the cave where Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went to escape the pursuers on the way to Hijrah. And it's high up on a mountain. I think you guys went there once on a previous trip. I think you climbed up there and took some pictures from there. They went to that cave and the enemy soldiers were looking for them. And Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, how is it, La tahzan? What's the ayah? La tahzan.
لا تحزن إن الله معنا.
La tahzan. There's one word before that. Before La tahzan. Don't be afraid. Allah is with us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, according to Holy Quran, supported them with malaik, angels, unseen, power, forces. You found it?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إلا تنصروه فقد نصره الله إذ أخرجه الذين كفروا ثاني اثنين إذ هما في الغار إذ يقول لصاحبه لا تحزن إن الله معنا.
He said to Thani Uthnain, Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Prophet said to, that was his title, Thani Uthnain, second of two, honored title for Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. There were two of them. In the cave, Prophet said, Inna Allaha ma'ana. Don't fear. Allah is with us. Signing that when two come together for a holy association, Allah is with them. Might be 2 million. It's promised for 2. Therefore, association is important. Don't say it's not important why we're coming like this now, Zoom, and coming to the mosque and going and sitting. Inna Allaha ma'ana, wa huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. It's a chance to take the power of Allah was with them. Wa huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. He was with you, all of you, meaning all of us, everywhere, every time and every place. But most people are unaware. Asking not to be unaware. Asking to increase our awareness. He's with us. How many times I told the story, I was sitting in the car with Maulana Shaykh Nazim, making zikr, his beads, Allah, 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 Allah. We're sitting face to face in one of those old Volkswagen buses, middle passengers, and the one sits behind the driver facing the back, one sits facing forward, and they sit facing face to face. Now they're face to face looking. And instead I closed my eyes and I was making a very pious zikr. He interrupted me. He pulled the beads out of my hand and shook it in my face. And I said, not important. These are not important. These are only means. Important thing to be with him. To be with him. That's going to be the important thing for us now. What does it mean to be with him? Sometimes we're in association with people or with our families or with friends or with business. Sometimes we're by ourselves. Every time we have to be with him. Sometimes you can reach to the Shaykh physically, to be with him, to sit with him. These days it's very difficult or impossible. One day it's going to be impossible. Unless we begin to look for him in his reality. Somebody reminded me when we were in Washington, one time Shaykh Nazim, I'm saying it because somebody today was asking, we didn't see any picture of Maulana Shaykh recently. We need to see a picture of him. Maulana Shaykh never liked pictures. He said one time was enough. Not every time to read. He took his hand like as if he's looking at a picture, and he said to one of the Marids, is this Shaykh Nazim? Looking at the picture. He said, never. This is Shaykh, pointing to himself, his reality. Picture can help you to remember, but the picture is not the reality. Reality you can't put into a picture. It's just a fleeting remembrance. Reality is something else. When Prophet ﷺ, he, they say, honored the next world with his holy presence. The Sahaba, especially Sayyidina Umar, were in confusion. Sayyidina Umar took his sword, saying, anyone says Prophet died, I'll cut him. Then ثاني اثنين Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq. وهو معكم أينما كنتم. that Prophet said to him, Allah is with us. He came out to address the people and he recited a verse, an ayat from Holy Quran. You know that ayat, Wama Muhammadan ila Rasul qad qala. Remember the ayat?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما محمد إلا رسول قد خلت من قبله الرسل أفإن مات أو قتل انقلبتم على أعقابكم ومن ينقلب على عقبيه فلن يضر الله شيئا وسيجزي الله الشاكرين.
Be thankful. Allah knows who's a thankful servant. Thankful servant favors is not going to be lost. One of the biggest favors is to have a sheikh, like Shaykh Hisham, or Shaykh Nazim, or Grand Sheikh. Be thankful that he put us with them. He granted us to be with them. Be thankful that favor should not be lost. Sayyidina Abu Bakr was saying to the Sahaba. He said, Muhammad was a prophet. Prophets came before. Also, if he died or was killed, would you turn back on your faith? Allah knows was thankful, giving a clue. Giving a clue. Thankful one should be, that favor should be continuous. No thankful, favors are withdrawn. When favors are withdrawn, we cry. What happened? I thought you didn't like it. I removed it from you. I thought it was bothering you, that favor. You weren't thankful for it. I thought you didn't like it. I didn't want you to be unhappy. Oh, my Lord, that was a favor, but you didn't recognize it. It was there. Give thanks, favors are kept. How many times he said it? Thanks to Allah, he put us with a great wali. Awliya. Be thankful, may Allah make that presence to be continuous, not to be lost. He said, sometimes you can find me, sometimes you won't be able to find me physically. For people are looking for the physical one, to be with him, to be with him. Grand Shaykh Abdul Haqq, Allah bless him. He was years in seclusion, full. Only one caretaker came to put the food under the door or by the window or however he did. Was he alone? Was he alone? In that cave? Never. It was with him. A spiritual power. Never to be alone. But now we came to a new generation and our experiences are different than in past days. And we lost some of the high that they used to have in old days. And people are following the ways or habits that we find now in modern life, thinking that's all there is. No, we became transfixed by this box that everything has to be. If someone say, pray for my relative, very sick, unless you type in the Fatiha, it doesn't count. Say Fatiha. Allah is there. Why everyone has to know you said Fatiha? Better to do when no one knows you're doing it. We lost that. Now everyone has to know you, whatever you did. Look, I'm fasting. Look, I'm making wudu. Look, I'm doing this. Look, I went here. Look, I went there. Look, I did this. Look, I did that. Riyah, show, has a part from the bad manners of our ego. It's dangerous. It's become common now. 70,000 bad manners. Each one coming like a veil to keep us from understanding. Inna Allaha ma'ana wa huwa ma'akum aynama kuntum. Allah is with us. We have to try to come back. Return to your Lord. Please and have Surah Kaf. When they leave worshipping to everything else, run to the cave. Allah will look after you. Oh my Lord, I can't run to the cave. I have to tell people what I was doing. Leave it. Leave it. Allah knows what you're doing. Allah knows you're fasting. No, but they have to know also. Look, I'm praying. You saw me? If no one sees it, what's the... It's the habit now. I'm not blaming anybody else. We all do it. I do it too. Everything. Many of the things we have in modern life, they're favors, they're blessings. We have what kings and queens didn't have in the olden days. We're running water, and running restrooms, and washings and dryings, and they never had those things. Heat and air condition. But we lost something along the way. May Allah forgive us. When you go to Hajj or Umrah, you come to Kaaba Sharif, what you say? Labaik. Labaik Allahumma labaik. Labaik la sharika laka labaik. Here, oh my Lord, nothing but you. No partner for you. You only. You only. When we go away, there's thousands of shariks. Labaik, my shariks. Labaik, labaik, ya shariks. To be aware of it. He said the blessing of softbud comes when you're aware. Allah is with you. You come to an association, He's with us. He's with you. When He's with you, that's the target. That's the target. Because in the end, after everything we go through in our lives, no one is going with their equipment, their homes, their families, their job, their possessions, their money, their anything, their ranks. We're coming naked and empty to be with Him. Oh our Lord, make us to keep Maulana Shaykh Nazim's Maulana Shaykh Hashem's holy advice and Grand Shaykh's holy advice and Prophet's holy advice to Sayyidina Abu Bakr. Inna Allah Hamad, Allah is with you. Allah is with us. be with him and he is with you. فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي لا تكفرون. Remember me, I remember you. Be thankful. Don't be ungrateful. May Allah forgive us and make us to keep the holy favors He granted us, not to lose them through ungratefulness and through heedlessness. You can do it now. No need to say, I'm going to do it, practice this next week or next month or next year. I'm going to apply to an institution and go there and learn in Allah ma'ana. No, do it now. Do it now. No one knows. No one knows how much time they have, what's going to happen. We don't want to know. Only very few can carry that knowledge. Sayyidina Ali, Qadimallahu Ajra, was saying to one person who was his servant, oh, my murderer, for years. That was the one who was going to strike him. They knew and they're carrying. We can't carry. We don't know. Therefore, Prophet said, the fortune teller, even if they're telling the truth, they're lying. To put a barrier for believers between the seen and unseen. No one can know except what Allah makes them to know. And He makes us to know what we're able to know. No one carries more than they can carry. Allah is not giving anyone more than they can handle. Sayyidina Musa was going to Mount Sinai, Mawlana Shaykh said, Turi Sinin, to speak with Allah, to be Kalimullah. And on the way, people would catch him and ask him for things. Oh, if I knew you were going to Umrah, I would have asked you to ask this, ask that. He met one person on the way, said, oh, Musa, you're going to Turi Sinin, to Mount Sinai to speak with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Yes, would you ask something for me? No. Yes, what would you like? I never learned how to say yes and no in Hebrew. I don't know how Musa answered. I have to ask one rabbi one day. No, I'm going. Will you ask your Lord something for me? Okay, what you want to ask? He said, I'm asking His love. Ask for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask from Him, His servant asking His love. Ask for me, oh Musa. Musa said, all right. Inshallah. Whatever Hebrew for inshallah is. He went to Mount Sinai, Turi Sinin, and he entered into the fire, into the sacred area, and began to speak with his Lord. When he finished, he came back to himself. Moses was lost in that association. Ibn Arabi said, don't say Ya Ahad, you won't be recognized. There's only one. Who's saying Ya Ahad? Somebody said, when you're praying, it's a conversation between you and Allah. What conversation? Two equals coming to speak with each other? Each going their separate way afterwards? It's like that? Who was it? Ya Rab. Sayyidina Musa, he returned to his senses and was going to leave, and the voice came one more time from Subhanahu wa ta'ala. Oh Musa, oh my servant, oh Kalimullah. Didn't anyone ask you anything to ask me? Oh my Lord, forgive me, I forgot. You overwhelmed me. When Prophet came into the divine presence, Kabu Hosseini wa Adnan, Allah said, Sifni, describe me. Kahar, overpowering everything. Oh my Lord, forgive me. You are Kahar. You are Ahad. I lost myself through your presence. So, oh Musa, what he asked you? He said, your servant was asking your love. Was asking your love. Allah said, oh Musa, just I accept what he asked. And just I gave it. I gave him the smallest part from my love. If you took a pin and touched it to the ocean or the sea, what comes on the point of that pin is that much. If ocean, and you take one pin, and not the head of the pin, the point of the pin. What comes on that? That's what I gave. Musa went. When he came back, he saw people standing around. I saw a picture, a meteor landed this year in Nigeria, the biggest one in years, and made a huge crater, and people were standing around the edge of it looking in. He saw people standing around a huge hole in the ground looking. He said, what's that? He went to the front of and looked down. There's that servant that was asking love. Sa'iq. Completely hypnotized. Entranced. They say, not blown away by love. May Allah give us as much as we can carry. And who knows his limit keeps his limit, said Shaykh Hashem. Allah bless him. Grants him long life and full power. And makes us to be with him by heart. By heart. By body, Allah knows. To be by heart. With him that we can reach to in Allah ma'ana. The Prophet said to Thani Ithnain, make us to reach to that level. Naqshbandi Tarja goes to Sayyidina Abu Bakr, that he reached to Thani Ithnain, that Allah was with them. He was with Prophet and Allah was with them. This we have to reach to. Wa min Allah tawfiq bi hurmat Habibi hurmat al-Fatiha. There is a